Bismillahirrahmanirrahim wa salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We find that there's a lot of Muslims who love these rappers and singers and they don't realise some of the statements they've made about Islam. Can you tell us a few people in the current rap, hip-hop, you know what I'm saying, soul culture that have made some disrespectful words towards Islam and a lot of Muslim youth don't even know?
Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. That's a good question, What we find today in rap music is, like contemporary music, a flagrant disregard and disrespect for Islam. If we look, for example, at the rapper Rick Ross. Rick Ross says in By Any Means Necessary, or Any Means Necessary, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, whatever your religion, kiss the ring of the dawn. Here we have the greeting of Islam, the salam, which comes from the Quran and from the Sunnah. We're told it's the greeting of the people of paradise. And this greeting, Assalamu alaikum, means peace be unto you. And the person replies, Wa alaikum assalam, and upon you is peace. He's taken such a beautiful thing to say, a beautiful supplication, and he's made it into some kind of cheap, denigrated kind of thing in his lyric where he says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Who cares about your religion? What do you do? As if he's some kind of kingpin, kiss the ring of the dawn. Then we have Nicki Minaj doing the same thing. Assalamu alaikum, where is Akbar? Tell him to come and valet my car. So Akbar, in her mind, is a valet for her car, somebody to wash her car. And how does she begin with it? Assalamu alaikum. Again, denigrating Muslims as if Muslims are only there and good to wash her car. And again, just using this beautiful saying, Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Who doesn't want peace in this world today? Peace be unto you, for her cheap lyric. So, you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because we also have people like Katy Perry in her video where the emblem, the pendant with Allah disintegrates. So she's saying Allah disintegrates. This is a flagrant disregard for people's beliefs and the religion of Islam, where you could say to them, your God disintegrates.
Yeah.
Now this idea of selling your soul to the devil is not something which is strange, because if we look at contemporary rappers, we hear the same thing. Tupac Shakur said, I sold my soul to the devil to kick it and bang. He's telling you there, he sold his soul to the devil so he could become multimillionaire, lots of money, lots of jewelry, women. We hear the same thing again from Kanye West. What did Kanye West say? He said, I sold my soul to the devil. I know it was a crappy deal, or I knew it was a crappy deal. However, it came with a few toys like a happy meal.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a happy meal.
Also Eminem. If you look at Eminem, what did Eminem say? He said, I'm like the boy in the bubble, I'll never go back. I sold my soul to the devil and I'll never get it back. So we can see there's a link here between Satanism and the contemporary music industry. You name the film star, you name the singer, you name the dancer, this is their life, it characterizes their life. If you look at their art, the type of music they produce and their videos, this is what we see, the glorification of sex, drugs and rock and roll. And so this has become part of the culture. This culture is not by coincidence, because what we find is many people in the music industry have been influenced by a man by the name of Aleister Crowley, or Aleister Crowley. Now Aleister Crowley at the beginning of the 19th century was somebody known as the most wickedest man in the world. And he was somebody who came from a strict Christian background, and as he got older, he decided to do everything that God dislikes. Everything God disliked, Aleister Crowley said, I'm going to do. And he developed himself into a magician. And he's known to have a number of books about magic. But Aleister Crowley is famous for something. He has a saying, and it is do what thou wilt. That is, do whatever you want to do. This is the law. And according to Aleister Crowley and his law, because he has his own school of magic, which is being promoted and adopted by many people in the music industry, like the Beatles. like Ozzy Osbourne called him phenomenal, and many other groups. His thing is do what thou wilt. And if you remember, Jay-Z had a t-shirt with do what thou wilt written on the t-shirt. And so this is what we find in the music industry.
Didn't Aleister Crowley have a book that he said he was going to replace the Quran as the instructions of how to live on earth?
Well, Aleister Crowley has his own book because he has his own order, his own system of magic, which he holds to be the religion that everybody should follow. And so you find that Aleister Crowley has his own secret society, a society which is focused on his ideas and his magic, and their ideas can be found all over the world, especially in the music industry. And so this is the link between, quickly, the devil and the song.
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye,
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what?
You ain't got.
Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you.
You
a
ain't been doing the education,
bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye, calm down.
You don't have the answers though.
Calm down.
Because you trying to give me advice about something. You ain't got the answer. You ain't spent $13 million of your own money trying to empower yourself.
Yes, but I spent hundreds of thousands and putting out clothing lines at a smaller degree. All I'm asking you,
and it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph level.
Let me ask you this: I'm asking.
What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
Kanye,
you know what I'm saying?
Because I lost money, but that's not
exactly. And I could lose money on a higher level too.
Don't
think just because I got the most or the least money.
Let me finish my question, dog.
Man, man.
Let me hear the question.
You don't have the answers.
I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question. Why is it that you can't? You have money.
I just told you I lost the money because I did not have the knowledge of how to do it the right way.
So you don't have the money to do it. That's your answer.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhaakumut takathur hatta zurtumul maqabir. Kalla sawfa ta'lamun. ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم.
Another way we see the manifestation of occultism, that is magic, in the music industry is this latest phenomena of split personalities. That is, as a person, I have two or more individuals in my body. So I have myself and I have somebody else, which is a unique and distinct personality. Now let's look at contemporary music. Let's look at rap music, for example. We have Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj says that she has more than one personality in her, and if I remember rightly, it's 6. It is Roman, who is a gay boy. It is Martha, that's Roman's mother. Rosa, she's a Latin woman, and she has a number of other personalities. And it's documented, it's there on YouTube.
I wish I could suppress them. They're lunatics inside me that feel the need to come out at any given moment. Roman is fearless and he's crazy. And he's probably a gay boy. Now that I can think about it, he comes out when I have on orange hair, and he's very fearless. And Nikki is shy sometimes, and Roman is never. And Roman does accents, and Roman does weird things that Nikki laughs at. But I just let Roman be Roman.
Again, if we look at contemporary music, we have Beyonce. Beyonce has an alter ego, who is Sasha Fierce, and she has said, it's documented, that Sasha Fierce takes over her. She claims to be somebody who's shy, reserved. However, when it comes to the stage, when she's on stage, this personality takes over her. And so she says how she becomes a different person.
Sasha is my alter ego. I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. Right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was going to be my coming out night.
Now we know in psychology, to have a split personality is a form of mental illness. If we look in religion, to have a split personality, a different personality, is a form of demonic possession. Take your pick.
How does jinns basically come into this?
Well, us as Muslims, we believe in a creation called the jinn, which is a creation which is here, it is alive, but it is different to mankind. Allah tells us in the Quran, I've not created jinn and mankind except for to worship me alone. Now jinn, for a number of different reasons, one of them being magic. If somebody performs magic over someone or for someone, that they can enter into the human body and take them over.
Also, we find a lot of Muslim youth saying, yeah, music may be haram and so forth for this, that and the other, but I listen to it, it has no effect on me whatsoever, it doesn't make me bad, it doesn't change me in any way. What do you have to say to that?
The Prophet ﷺ told us, indeed in the body there's a morsel of flesh. If it is pure and righteous, then the whole body is pure and righteous. If it is corrupted, then the whole body is corrupted. Indeed it is the heart. And so we learn from this hadith and other hadith that when the body, it's as a receptacle, if it takes in, for example, through the eyes, sin, it affects the heart. In the ears, if it listens to sin, it affects the heart. If it does things which are sinful, it affects the heart until the heart is covered. Each sin a black spot until the heart is covered in these sins. And so you may think, I'm impervious to it, it's not affecting me. I can watch these videos, etc. But rather your heart has become blackened from sin. And part of the role of the mass media is to desensitize people from sin. So when you see sinful things, it becomes normal and ordinary. Rather than saying astaghfirullah or turning away or turning it off, you think it's just normal and let me do it. But each time you see, each time you touch, each time you listen, a black spot appears in your heart, covers your heart, and the day of judgment, Allah only knows what your state will be in.
Is it possible for a Muslim brother to follow the prophets and the rapper both 100%, or both follow them, both are going in the same direction? And is it possible for a sister to follow the female singers and female models and stuff, and the female companions and female salaf, and go in the same direct way as both of them?
That's a good question, Oil and water never mix. They're totally different substances. And so we have water, a symbol of purity, the Prophet, his companions and the female companions. And oil, something which amasses itself and can collect dirt and can kill life of these people. We find in the Quran, Allah tells us, indeed you have in the Messenger of Allah, in the Prophet, the best of examples. So if we say that as a Muslim, the Prophet is the best of examples, how can we take these other people as role models? How can you hold that your mother is Aisha, and she is a pure woman, and she's a good woman, and a role model for you? Then you turn around and take Nicki Minaj or any of these other rappers to be your role model. They're two totally different things. You either wearing the hijab like Aisha, our mother, or you're naked like Little Kim and Nicki Minaj and these women. The two can't be the same in one person. Also, what we find with these rappers, their lifestyle is totally incompatible with Islam. So how can we say, I'm a Muslim, I'm following Islam, at the same time follow these people and their lifestyles? And their lifestyle is dangerous, spiritually dangerous to the person. Because in their lifestyle means setting some of your religious principles. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from this.
What did a lot of youths look up to Biggie Small? What did Biggie Small say about paradise? What did he say about life in general? What did he say about Mary? What did he say about things that are sacred to us?
So carrying on with this theme about devil in the song, it's not just linking religious beliefs or ideology or practices, but if we look at the lyrics, things people are saying, we can see the Satan there. Biggie Smalls is a great example. Now Biggie Smalls, for us as Muslims, there's something we have to keep in mind. That every single Muslim, male or female, old or young, one of the things that we are concerned about is our end, how we die. And all of us would like to have a good ending, that we die in a way according to Islam, that Allah will be pleased with us. If we look at Biggie Smalls and how he passed away, it gives us something to reflect about. Biggie Smalls said in his record, in his track, Suicidal Tendencies, he said, when I die, I want to go to hell. Now think about this. We as Muslims, when we pray, we ask, we beseech Allah for us to be on the straight path. That's the path that leads to paradise, not the path that leads us to the hellfire. But here's Biggie Smalls. He said, when I die, I want to go to hell. Then he curses. He said, what's his reason he wants to go to hell? Because he doesn't want to wear white with the goodies. He wants to go to hell. Why, brothers and sisters? Because he likes black Timbs and hoodies. Because it's his affection for black Timberlands, hoodies, the street life, he wants to go to the hellfire. I don't know anybody, except for a Satan worshipper, wants to go to hell with the devil. If we were to look at music, and first of all, I like to say to the older generation, my age especially, that I'm about to say some lyrics, to read some lyrics, and it is not just to be profane or to be bad, but for parents who do not know what is happening out there. Many of us as parents, that we are so busy with our lives, busy with our families, earning a living, that we have no idea what our children are into. I'm hoping that what I'm going to say for the next 5 minutes will be a wake-up call. If we were to look at what is out there in terms of music, brothers and sisters, it is really shocking. And some of the messages that we get from music, brothers and sisters, it is killing to one's soul. For example, music today, we find that it calls to immorality and lifestyles that are totally against Islam. And so we have, for example, a singer by the name of Katy Perry. Katy Perry, she is a woman, and she sung a song called I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. This is a lifestyle antithetical to Islam. There is a song that recently came out by a man by the name of Robin Thicke, and he sang in this song, no doesn't always mean no. So this man here is promoting rape. And we may laugh at it and find it funny, but imagine, brothers and sisters, that if this evil is not spoken out, who from our women folk is safe? That it has a reality upon you. That people, unfortunately, they listen to music, and sometimes it carries them away. Another thing that we find from music, that it calls to the worship of the devil. And so a rapper by the name of Jay-Z, he said, Lord forgive him, he got them dark forces in him, but he also has got a righteous cause for sinning. On the surface of it, to somebody, it just sounds like lyrics. But those people who worship the devil, they believe, their belief, that the devil was an angel. He is a fallen angel. That is, he was an angel that was in heaven, but because of sin, he disobeyed God, he came down to this earth. Him being kicked out of heaven was unjust. That Allah kicked him out of heaven unjustly. And because of this injustice, he has a right to sin. And so we have Jay-Z, and we can spend another hour just talking about Jay-Z. But here we have an example of Jay-Z promoting the worship of the devil. Also, there is a singer by the name of Marilyn Manson. Marilyn, as in Marilyn Monroe, and Marilyn Manson. Manson, as in Charles Manson, the lunatic murderer. And he has a song where he says, but I'm not a slave to God that doesn't exist. He says, but I'm not a slave to God that doesn't exist. And he doesn't sell just 100 or 200 records. These are people who are selling millions of records around the world. And can you imagine how many thousands of young people are listening to these lyrics right now, as we are speaking? And how many people are listening to him? Marilyn Manson. And Marilyn Manson himself is a high priest of the Church of Satan. And in an interview he said, one of the purposes of his music is to take out the idea of God from people's minds. To take out the idea of God from people's minds. Another thing we find in contemporary music, brothers and sisters, is that it promotes violence and just killing for the sake of killing. If we look at the rapper Big Pun, he says, make way for krill. I don't play, I spray for real. Blow your top with the Glock, that's my favorite kill. Blaze your crib with like 30 shots. And so the young guys over here are all laughing, because they've probably heard this before, yes? So you've exposed yourselves, brothers, yes? Yes? They have exposed themselves, and we seek refuge and a laugh from this. But this is what, and we ask the young people, am I right? Lots of people listen to this type of music, yes or no? I'm not saying you do, young people. Do lots of people listen to this music, yes or no? You tell me. Yes, they do. Here we find a clear example of the glorification of violence. Imagine somebody came in your house and killed your family. How would you feel? Would you be happy? Would you be smiling? Of course not. But here's a clear example of somebody who glorifies killing and murder and violence. Another example is a rapper by the name of Ludacris. And he is very ludicrous, yes? He said, I caught him with a blow to the chest. My hollow puts a hole in his vest. I'm about to send two to his dome. So he talks about shooting somebody. He shot him in the chest, went through his vest, and I was about to shoot 2 bullets to his head. Now some people say this is only entertainment. This is only entertainment. But this type of music, brothers and sisters, it feeds into a particular mentality. And possibly in the question and answers we can deal with this type of mentality. And we find our young people who are into this quote-unquote gangster lifestyle. You ask them, what type of music do you listen to? This is the music they listen to. This is the type of music that inflates their ego and makes them feel that they are gangsters. Another thing that we find, brothers and sisters, when it comes to contemporary music, music of today, that it calls to rejection of Jannah, that the person doesn't want to go to Jannah. We find the rapper Biggie Smalls in a record called Suicidal Thoughts. He said, when I die, I want to go to hell. Because I'm a piece of, then he swears, it ain't hard to tell. It don't make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies, dressed in white. I like black Tims and hoodies. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Yeah? Now, it seems funny to us. It seems funny to us because young people, they listen to this music with a beat behind it and they just focus on the lyrics, not what is said, the style of the lyrics and the music going together. But they never ask themselves, what is this man saying? What is this person saying? And this is what he's saying. He said, I don't want to go to hell. Why does he doesn't want to go to heaven. Doesn't want to go to Jannah. Why? Because he likes black Tims. Tims are Timberland shoes. And hoodies. Yes? The gangster apparel. He likes dressing like a gangster. Where he knows going to Jannah, he won't be able to act like a gangster. So he doesn't want to go there. He wants to go to hell instead. And can you imagine, brothers and sisters, a young person listening to this, how it formulates their thoughts? A young person listening to this in their radio, on their radio, or listen to this on their Walkman, then all of a sudden, bam, in a car accident. And they die listening to this type of music. Is this su'ul khatima or husnul khatima? It's a good end or a bad end? Who says this is a good end to die listening to this music? Raise your hand. Who thinks this is a bad way to die, that is listening to this music then dying? Raise your hand. I think we're almost universal, yes? Another example of rejecting Jannah can be found in a song by a rock group, Metallica. Metallica, they sang, devil take my soul, with diamonds you repay. I don't care for heaven, so don't you look for me to cry, and I will burn in hell from the day I die. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Who has the strength to say that? Who from amongst us has the strength to say, devil take my soul, with diamonds you repay, I don't care for heaven, so don't look for me to cry, and I will burn in hell till the day I die. Who has strength to say this? Except for a Shaytan. And I'm not going to, if I was to ask any of us, who has the strength to openly say this? I don't think any of us has the strength to say this. But our young people are listening to these type of lyrics, and it is formulating their thought patterns. Another thing that we find with contemporary music is that it promotes success in this life is only through servitude to the devil. By serving the devil, I can be successful in this life. And I'll give some examples. Kanye West, who's a multi-billion-dollar singer, he said, I sold my soul to the devil. I know it was a crappy deal. Least it came with a few toys like a happy meal. So he said, and remember, for those of you who know him, Kanye West, his first record was Jesus Walks. Yes? Where he talks about Jesus, Isa, alayhi salatu wasalam, saving people. Am I right, young brothers? Yes? Yeah. How do you get from Jesus Walks to I sold my soul to the devil? How? How do you make such a jump from the way to save yourself? If you see the video, he has somebody who was drunk a woman in prostitution. And how do they save themselves? By going towards Jesus. Am I right, young brothers? Yes? How do you get from over there to all the way to I sold my soul to the devil? And so here we have Kanye West telling you, how did he become famous? How did he get money? By selling his soul to the devil. We also have Eminem, another rapper. He said, if I could go back, I never would have rapped. I sold my soul to the devil and I'll never get it back. So what? Because of rapping, becoming famous and selling his soul to the devil, he got money, yes? This is the message they're sending out. Last of all, another very famous rapper by the name of Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur, what did he say? He said, I sold my soul to the devil for a chance to kick it and bang. I sold my soul for a chance to kick it and bang. Meaning he sold his soul so he could have a good time, a fun time. So we see, brothers and sisters, clearly. I'm not making it up. It's been recorded. Go to the website and check these lyrics for yourself. Here's a clear message to young people. And remember, this is only a sample. This is some of them. I could bring artist after artist and person after person. For example, and we don't talk ill of the dead, Peaches Geldof, who died recently, she joined the OTO. What is the OTO? The OTO is an organization which practices magic that was founded by a man by the name of Aleister Crowley, or Crowley. Aleister Crowley, when he was alive, he was called the wickedest man on earth, because Aleister Crowley was somebody who not only practiced magic, and all different types of magic. We have young ears here, so I can't repeat the things that he said and did. But he practiced magic, and he promoted magic. And he set up his own organization. And Peaches Geldof, before she died, she has a tattoo. O, full stop, T, full stop, O. She joined the organization and encouraged people to join the organization. And so this issue of devil worship is a very serious issue. Another thing that we find, brothers and sisters, in contemporary music, that especially the parents that are here today should be aware of, that it promotes blasphemy. Blasphemy meaning to speak ill or bad about God or religion. And so I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me for repeating these things, because I repeat these things so that parents and people are aware. Kanye West said in the same video clip where he said he sold his soul to the devil, he said, I wonder if God asked Mike how to moonwalk. And we seek refuge in Allah. What does this mean? He said, he wonders if God asked Michael Jackson how to moonwalk, to teach him how to moonwalk. For somebody who said Jesus saves from a Christian background, how did he get to this stage? Open and clear blasphemy. That God, the creator, the sustainer of the universe and everything in it, asked Michael Jackson how to moonwalk. We also have an example of a known rapper by the name of Prodigy, who is a rapper. He said, how dare you in your life walk past me without acknowledging this man is G-O-D. How dare you walk past me without acknowledging, he's saying, that he is God. Another group called the Poor Righteous Teachers, they're a rap group from the 90s, they said, praises are due to Allah, that's me. So he sees himself as Allah, and we explained that they belong to a group called the 5% Nation, which is not an Islamic group anyhow, and that these people have the false belief that they, that is, men, are God, and they're Allah. A rapper by the name of Rakim is a respected rapper. If we were to do a chart of rappers, Rakim will probably come number 2, number 1, number 3, like that. A well-respected rapper. He said in one of his songs, Holy are you, Rakim Allah is about to reveal, the biggest secret in time, men are God. So he's saying in this record that men, humans are God. And this is what young people are listening to, repeating and believing.